بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. In this episode, we'll look at verses that show the connection between the revelation of the Quran and the Prophet's heart, sallallahu alayhi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Shu'ara, وَإِنَّهُ لَتَنزِيلُ رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ. It is truly a revelation from the Lord of the worlds. نَزَلَ بِهِ الرُّوحُ الْأَمِينَ. That the trustworthy spirit, the angel Gabriel, brought it down as revelation. عَلَى قَلْبِكَ. Into your heart, O Prophet, لِتَكُونَ مِنَ الْمُنذِرِينَ. So that you may be one of those who warn people about what comes in the hereafter. So these verses teach us that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us that the Quran was revealed into the Prophet Muhammad's heart, sallallahu alayhi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. The greatest heart in all of creation. The heart that has the most knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The purest heart. The most steadfast heart that is able to bear a burden from the heavens that the heavens and the earth and the mountains would not be able to, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us of the trust that was revealed to them. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala presented that they take on the trust, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Quran that they were all afraid of it. إِنَّا عَرَضْنَا الْأَمَانَةَ عَلَى السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَالْجِبَالِ فَأَبَيْنَ أَن يَحْمِلْنَهَا. That we presented the trust to the heavens and the earth and the mountains, and they refused, and they were scared. وَأَشْفَقْنَا مِنْهَا وَحَمَلَهَا الْإِنسَانِ. The human being took on that trust. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in another verse of the Quran, لَوْ أَنزَلْنَا هَذَا الْقُرْآنَ عَلَى جَبَلٍ لَرَأَيْتَهُ خَاشِعًا مُتَصَدِّعًا مِنْ خَشْيَةِ اللَّهِ. If we revealed this Quran upon a mountain, you would see that it would crack and be crumbled under the weight of the Quran. Yet, the Prophet Muhammad's heart, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, was able to receive the Quran. And it shows us the exalted rank that he has. It shows us the uniqueness in his creation, salawatullahi wa salamu alayhi, and how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala inspired him with the ability to receive the greatest and the weightiest of all revelations, but that there is a relationship between the two. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in another verse of the Quran, إِنَّمَا يَسَّرْنَاهُ بِلِسَانِكَ. That we made this Quran that is so weighty that it would crumble a mountain, that we made it easy to recite through your tongue, O Prophet. So it shows the relationship that we have to the Quran through the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and that his heart was the heart that was able to receive and contain the Quran. One of the lessons that we can draw from this is that the more our hearts resemble the heart of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, the more we will receive of the light and the wisdom and the guidance of the Quran. We do not receive the Quran as revelation. That ended with the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. But the meanings of the Quran will open up for us according to the degree that our hearts are purified and become and resemble his heart, sallallahu alayhi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. So we ask Allah to increase us in light, to purify our hearts, and to make our hearts resemble his heart, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, so that we may receive the beauty and the jewels and the treasures of the Quran. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Wa sallallahu ta'ala ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'een. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.